together we are very excited to be with our hosting team to bring you this very special event.
We've got a number of speakers who are presenting, sharing their own stories from their local Landcare groups, so it's a really great vibe.
Our regional community of practice is about gathering this great network of people together to celebrate achievements and to share from each other, to learn from each other, and that's what this muster is about.
At the end of the day, it's just so lovely to see so many wonderful people here who put their hand up and said, we're here to look after the land for your children, your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. And another one, and back again, back real fast, make it look deadly. Yeah, make it look deadly. Well, thank you very much, you just did your corroboree with me.
It is so great to be here, just to connect with all the other coordinators we have in the in the whole region of the southeast. It's such a good place to be. We've all got really diverse work we do, and this is sometimes for coordinators about the only opportunity we get to actually talk to other coordinators in our region.
Upper Lachlan Landcare is an umbrella group, and we've got about 9 Landcare groups that come under our umbrella.
It's an old farm, so there's some areas of paddocks that we've been working with Ngambri traditional owners and parks as well to do restoration works.
I think it showcases how collaborative that we all work together and
yeah, totally. And all the different, we work with Landcare, we work with LLS, we work with council. Yeah, lots of crossover. And how it's different with each region, particularly with the Yuin partnership and the First Nations connection. And then, just being able to tailor what we do to our own regions is really significant.
The sessions are great, and then talking to people is fantastic. There's so much knowledge here, and it's really good doing those little connections, because then we go, got to come back and talk to you. You collecting seeds for that? Oh, that's fantastic.
So you get all these great tips like, oh, I could do a project like that in my district, and I'd love to do that idea with my local community group. So it's really, a fantastic kind of hotspot of great ideas about what we can do going forward and get creative with doing some different projects.
We were lucky enough to host the 2018 National Fire Sticks Conference. It was the first time that it ever came south.
When you come to these events, you get a lot out of talking to other people, and even just the small conversations that we're having over coffee and things like that are also the meaningful conversations as well as the ones in the presentations.
We're really hoping that people will build some connections and find some opportunity to follow up those after this day. It's not only about the day, but it's about building more long-term connections and networking opportunities to maybe work together or to do similar projects that they might have been inspired by today.
The crayfish project, I guess, just moving on to monitoring.
I was at the crayfish one as well, listening to Felicity. And that's something actually that is in my region, which I never really knew a lot about. So that was really exciting as well, just to learn about some of those local things, and I hope to make those connections and get involved in those projects in the future.
And so the problem is, when I plant a tree like that, we're not going to have a hollow for 140 years that a superb parrot can nest in.
Lots of new faces in the room, and those new faces, some of them aren't young, but a lot of young faces, and those people just glowing with excitement. It really is energising, and I think that's what it does for me. A day like this is it fills the batteries up, go home and go hard.
This is a dam. As you're driving along the Hume Highway, it's actually really not far off going towards Gunning from Yass. It's just on your left. It's not far off the highway, but it's, again, really good condition. You can see the beautiful aquatic vegetation. It looks just really perfect for southern Pygmy perch. It is.
The majority of grazing systems are focused on animal performance. That's like the whole industry is about animal performance.
Together with Paul Hewitt, who's from Upper Lachlan, and my group's Boorowa Landcare group, we both run grazing groups, which is farmers, graziers, anyone that's interested, and it's just a good environment and a confidential and welcoming and safe space for people to talk about their ideas and where they're at with their farming.
After 20 years with government, Barry Irvin, who's the executive chair of Bega Cheese, invited me to come over to Bega Cheese and
run an organisation he established called the Regional Circularity Cooperative. So that was
importantly for this conference, it really does incorporate that natural capital or enhancing the environment into the circular economy, so being a major part of that, the initiative.
He wanted to take a European way of looking at circularity, which is the whole community economy, and bring it into the Bega Valley and make Bega Valley the leader of circular economy in Australia.
Professor David Lindenmayer is a world-leading expert in forest and woodland ecology, resource management, conservation science and biodiversity conservation. He has maintained some of the largest long-term research programs in Australia.
Recently we've decided to bring a lot of our thinking together under the sort of framework of what we call natural asset farming. And really this is very much an ode to Landcare and natural resource management over the last 20 years or so, because the work really shows that a lot of what's being done can actually make a big difference. And the empirical work shows that some of the changes that we're making can be really very positive.
It is quite a community, it's a family. You're touching base with all these great people who are doing sort of their little things in all their different disparate parts of the region, but when you come together you can just see it working together as a whole, and it's a really nice community. The Landcare community has come together today and it's just been really, really uplifting.